Thank you.
State.
Detective Mason Kohlhapp.
Thank you. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
If you could please be seated, state and spell your name for the record.
I'm Detective Mason, M-A-S-O-N. Last name is Kohlhapp, K-O-H-L-H-A-P-P.
Are you a detective with the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office?
I am.
How long have you worked for the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office?
9 years, and I've been a detective for 4.
Did you assist in the investigation into the disappearance of Sade Robinson?
I did.
Was one of the roles that you assisted to review a phone extraction of Maxwell Anderson's cellular phone, a Samsung phone specifically?
Yes.
I'm gonna show you an exhibit. It's already been entered into evidence as exhibit 264. Can you take a look at that and tell me if that's the phone extraction that you reviewed?
Yes.
And describe briefly, if you can, how you received that.
Detective Vandertine and I went to DCI. We both picked up the phone, or I should say the actual download of the phone. We brought it back. Matt then uploaded it to evidence.com and then provided me a copy of that phone.
So what you were reviewing was the extraction that DCI had pulled off of that Samsung.
That is correct.
What is DCI, if you could just clarify that briefly?
It's a state agency. It's Department of Criminal Investigations.
What were you looking for? What was the purpose behind going through this?
To look for any evidence pertaining to the owner of the phone, along with anything with the disappearance of Sade.
Do you recall what date you went through that phone extraction?
I believe it was April 9th, 2024.
And her leg had been found on the 2nd, right?
I believe so, yes.
Did you prepare some reports through any kind of computer program that you used to go through the phone?
Yes, when it was when I was provided the copy from Detective Vandertine, it came on 2 different, I should say, it's not necessarily reports, but phone reviewing systems. One is Celebrate, and the other one is Axiom, is how they take the phone, they download it, and it's just put into 2 different programs so we can view the contents of that phone.
So you have multiple different programs that are used to essentially look at the contents of the phone?
Yes.
And you use 2 of them?
Correct.
What were they again?
Axiom and Celebrate.
Can you spell those?
C-E-L-L-B-R-I-T-E and A-X-I-U-M, I believe.
I'm going to show you a few exhibits here. The first one is exhibit 444. Do you know what 444 is?
This is a Celebrate, and this, the end result of the Celebrate is usually put into a PDF form.
How many pages is it?
7 pages.
And is it contain certain information about that phone?
Yes.
Okay. I would move exhibit 444 in.
Any objection?
No.
It's received.
Can you tell us from exhibit 444 what the phone number assigned to that cell phone was?
Yep. It's 262-416-4874.
I can take that one from you, and I'm going to ask you to page through 296. Take a moment to do that, and then tell me when you're done.
Okay. Okay.
Do you know what 296 is?
Yep.
And what is it?
296 is my extraction report from both the Celebrate and Axiom.
Move 296 in.
Any objection? No, Your Honor. 296 is received.
So you already discussed that you had identified the phone number that belonged to that device, and did you learn that that was the phone number that Sade Robinson was last texting with?
That is correct.
When you went through that phone extraction, were you able to locate the text conversation between Maxwell Anderson's phone and Sade Robinson.
That is correct.
I'm going to show you 287. What is that?
This is the Celebrate report that contains the text conversation between Sade and Max.
Was that the entirety of the text conversation that was on the device?
That is correct.
I'm sorry, what number was it? 296?
287.
287.
287? Not
Any
even close.
objection?
No.
Received.
I have 287 up on the screen. There are multiple ways of looking at text messages in these Celebrate. It should be loading soon, hopefully. All right, is that 287 up there?
It is.
There are multiple ways that you can view text message conversations on Celebrate, right?
Correct.
Would you say this is probably the easiest way to do so?
By far, yes.
Why is that?
Because it shows the send and receive from both phones compared to other ways you can do it where it's a lot more information heavy, but you got to look at each individual text itself. So this has the full conversation as it would appear on your phone.
All right, here's what we're going to do, Detective. The text conversation, why don't you just go through it orally? Tell us, when does the conversation start between Maxwell Anderson and Sade Robinson?
So on this first, it's a blue. I'll show, is that all right to show?
Sure.
Okay, so this is where the conversation starts. It's a blue. It was created on 3/30 of 2024 at 6:33:10 a.m. UTC. So with the conversion, it'd be approximately 1:30 in the morning is when the text conversation started.
On what date?
The 30th, I believe.
Okay.
March 30th.
And were you aware that they went to the Twisted Fisherman on April 1st?
Correct.
So this was just 2 days prior?
Yes.
And what time in the morning?
1:30. 1:33 to be specific.
How does the text conversation begin?
It says the first text was to Sade, and it says Maxwell. And then the follow-up one is Sade responding Sade.
Exchanging their names
Exchanging their names, correct.
at 1:30 in the morning on basically a Friday into a Saturday.
That is correct.
When is the next text?
The next text is also on the 30th, March 30th. It's at 2:30 in the morning. And it says, "Hey love, I left my comb there."
Who sent that?
That was from Sade. So Sade's in the blue, Max is in the green. A follow-up text after that one, sent a little bit after that, within 35 seconds estimate. Can you just take it and give it back when you get a chance?
Sade asking him for a comb that she left somewhere.
Correct.
Okay, after that?
After that, Max responded with, "Of course, I'll bring it on Sunday," and that was sent at 3:40 in the morning on March 30th.
Implicit that there was a plan to meet up on Sunday.
Objection to implicit anything.
I didn't hear you. You're,
Objection to him implying anything. He said implicit.
I'll ask you to rephrase that question.
Does it appear from that text that there was a plan to meet on Sunday?
Objection calls for speculation.
I asked from that text alone.
Based on the way the question's crafted, I'll overrule the objection and you may answer that question.
I would say yes.
How does the conversation go on?
And then Sade responds later with a thank you. This would have been that next it would have been 12/30/2024 at approximately 10, I believe, with the UTC conversion.
10 a.m. or p.m.?
AM.
Okay. How does the conversation go on from there?
The next one is from Max on 3/31/2024 with the UTC. It says 3:05:56 a.m. with UTC is about, I would say, 10 o'clock, I believe, that night on the 30th. No problem. How is your night going? And then Sade responded, my night is going fine. My friend is here from Minnesota.
What night of the week would this have been? If the first was Monday,
This would have been Sunday.
okay?
And then the next text message was from Sade. We might stop there.
Does she say where, or it just says there?
It just says there. This would have been 3/31/2024 at approximately midnight.
All right.
Max responded with, I'm here, and that would have been around 12:30 a.m. on the 31st. And that's the text conversation.
All right, give me 1 second. We're going to try to get the computer back on here.
There was also the issue with they were unable to switch it from the Elmo to the computer. Is that working now?
We're just bypassing the switching mechanism,
Okay,
and they're going to operate with one cord.
okay.
All right, I have the conversation up here on the screen now. So here's this bubble here is not actually a text message, right?
Do we need to shut the lines? Is that a glare on that for the jury?
It may help.
Okay.
That is a lot better. Thank you.
All right, the blue box up here, these are, the blue ones that we're going to see are Sade, right?
Correct.
And this top one, is that actually a text message, or is that indicative of something else?
That's, from my understanding, that's just creating the start of the chat and not actually sending anything.
So the first text, like you said, this is the one, it just says, the body of the text just says Maxwell.
Correct.
And then how does she respond?
With her name.
All right, so this would have been what date and time?
This would have been approximately 1:33 on the 30th.
And you're going off of this time that I've highlighted here?
Correct. With UTC, it was -5 at that point.
Okay, so it says 6:33, but really it would be 1:33.
Correct.
That's how all of these texts are going to appear.
Correct.
Okay. All right, and then we kept going. She has the text about the comb. She asks if she can give it back, and he says, I'll bring it on Sunday.
Yep.
All right. Let's pick up where we left off here. Let's start with this green text that I've highlighted here. What's going on?
All right, so this is page 3. No problem. How is your night going?
How does Sade respond?
She responds, my night is going fine. My friend is here from Minnesota.
This would have been Sunday. Well, tell us about the date and time.
So it would have been -5 hours, so it would have been 12:32, and I believe it would be the 31st.
Okay, so this would have been the wee hours of Sunday morning.
Correct.
And then what does Sade say?
She responds with, we might stop here.
Does Mr. Anderson respond?
Yep.
What does he say?
He says, I am here.
What does Sade respond?
She responds with, okay.
Next text from Maxwell.
I'm sorry, can I see the parties at sidebar, please? Sorry for the interruption. Please continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right, what is, so they have this exchange. We might stop there. Mr. Anderson says, I'm here. She says, okay. What does he respond with right here?
Drop my name at, I'm assuming it's die, but I believe it's the door if they try to charge a cover.
And what real time was this sent at?
12:33,
AM?
correct.
On what day?
The 31st,
Sunday the 31st?
correct.
How does Sade respond?
Okay,
Also at 12:33?
correct.
When is the next text sent?
This would have been 12:36.
3 minutes later?
Yep,
Okay.
still on for later.
And then there's a gap between that text and the response from Sade, correct?
Correct.
Okay, tell us what Sade says and at what date and time.
Sorry, I'm at work. And then it would have been 4 o'clock, 4:26 on the 31st
AM or PM?
p.m.
Okay, so she doesn't respond to this 12:36 AM text until Sunday evening at 4:26 PM?
Correct.
What does she say after that?
I don't know how long I'll be here till.
How does Mr. Anderson reply?
He replies, okay, sounds good.
And then what does he say?
Want to shoot for another night instead?
And what are the dates and times of the okay sounds good and then the want to shoot for another night instead text?
Okay, sounds good is on the 31st at approximately 5:36 p.m. And then the want to shoot for another night would have been at 11 a.m.
On what date?
April 1st.
How does Sade respond?
Yeah, I can do today or tomorrow that's abbreviated.
What does Mr. Anderson say?
Either works for me, whichever you prefer.
What time is that?
That would have been 12:08 p.m. on the 1st.
Are you aware of whether the first was the last day that Sade sent any text messages?
Yes.
How does Sade respond?
Okay, we can do today. What
And-
time?
Okay.
Sorry.
Mr. Anderson responds.
That's also up to you. Any time is fine for me.
What time does he say that?
About 1:54 p.m. on the 1st.
And keep going.
Where are we meeting? I can do 5.
How does Mr. Anderson respond?
Mr. Anderson responds, downtown somewhere, question mark.
Sade says what?
Okay.
Mr. Anderson then says,
Broad House on 3rd.
when is this conversation happening, this exchange?
This is all still on the 1st.
At what time?
This would have been at 4:23 p.m. on that last Broad House on 3rd.
How does Sade respond to the question brought house on 3rd?
She's replied, perfect.
Then what happens?
Max responds with, okay, I'm going to shower quick. I'll probably get there more around 5:15.
What does he say next?
The next, are you hungry? I need to stop at Twisted Fisherman to pick up my W-2 from last year. We could eat there first.
How does she respond?
Okay and yes.
What time?
4:34 p.m. on the 1st.
Then what does she say?
Are we eating at the Broad House or the other place?
What does he respond with?
Let's eat at Twisted. I'm feeling seafood.
What time does he send that text?
4:37 on the 1st.
How does she respond?
Yes, I love seafood.
And then what does Mr. Anderson say?
Sounds good. I'm about to leave. I'll be there soon.
Then what happens?
Sade responds, okay. And then Max responded to that with, just got to Twisted.
At what time did he say that send the text just got to Twisted?
This would have been 5:11 on the 1st.
How does Sade respond to that?
Okay, are you inside, question mark.
At what time?
5:18 on the 1st.
Then what?
Max replied with a yes, and this is the 1st at 5:18.
Is there a response to that text from Sade?
There's not.
Is there a gap between this final text where she asks, "Are you inside?" and he responds yes, and then the next text message sent from Anderson's phone to Sade's phone?
There is a gap.
When's the next text sent?
The next text is sent on the 2nd, 4/2/24 at approximately 10:36. My math is correct.
AM?
AM.
And by that time, are you aware of whether Sade's car had been burned?
Yes.
Was it?
Yes.
So he texts her at 10:36 a.m. what?
Morning. How's work going? Question mark.
Are there any other texts in this text thread conversation?
There is not.
Did you also look through the phone extraction in an attempt to find any images that might be of interest to this investigation?
I did.
I'm going to show you exhibits 288 through 293. You page through those and tell me if you know what those are.
They are photos that I found within the download of Mr. Anderson's phone.
Were they of note to you for some reason?
They were
Why?
because of prior knowledge of what Sade was wearing that night of the date, along with the timestamps of these photos.
Okay, so you found images that were date and time stamped. Were you able to discern the exact time those photos were taken or no?
No.
Can you explain that?
When I found these photos, we save them, and when it creates the file itself, it'll give us a date and time. And these photos that I discovered were recently deleted. Or I shouldn't say deleted, I should say modified is how how it's listed on the actual report.
All right, I have, what's the big stack in front of you? I forget what exhibit number that is.
Exhibit 296.
I have exhibit 296 on the screen in digital format. I'd like you to go to page 40 of the magnet axiom report.
What was the page?
40.
40.
They're numbered at the bottom, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
All right, I'm on page 40.
And on page 40, is there one of the images that is amidst the other stack I handed you?
Yes, this is a photo of exhibit 288.
And for the record, I'm going to move 288 through 293 into evidence at this time.
288 through 293.
Yes.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
They are received.
What are we looking at?
It appears to be a hand grabbing something.
Okay. It's quite pixelated, so to speak, blurry.
Correct. It's blurry.
All right. Next, I want you to turn to page 43. Actually, let's go to 41. You can just go to 41.
Okay.
What's the next page?
41 is a photo, or it's Exhibit 289. It,
Is this the photo?
that is.
And why was this of note to you?
Because Sade was wearing light colored pants along with a light color underwear that was recovered.
Are you, and where were those recovered?
They were recovered within her vehicle.
And what do you see right here where I'm circling?
That is the tears from the front of her pants, I believe.
I'm going to show you Exhibit 76. Recognize those?
Yes, I do.
Are these the clothes that caused you to think that photo was of relevance?
It is.
On to the next image that I have on the screen here. What is this?
Is that 42?
It may not be in the stack, but what are we looking at? What?
That is it was a screenshot or some sort of capture of what not to mix with bleach.
And what was the last modified time of that one?
It would have been around, I believe, 11:28 p.m. on the 1st. That's April 1st.
I'm sorry, I missed the time.
I believe it's around 11:28 p.m. of 4/1/24.
The next image, page 43, what are we looking at?
It's another photo of the light-colored jeans and the underwear, and presumably skin.
And what body part is visible?
It's her buttocks.
The next image?
The next image is another photo. It's kind of pixelated. It looks like a hand grabbing something.
I'm going to go up to page 47. What are we looking at here?
It appears to be, I'll describe it. It's a white, very distinct sweater. I believe it's cable knit sweater is the term for it. And it appears to be somebody laying on their face down on a couch or some sort of item with their breast exposed.
And the next image, is it different than the previous one?
Yes, it's the same. It appears to be the same person, but with this time a hand grabbing the breast.
I'm going to put on the screen Exhibit 294, which is a flash drive. Detective, is this one of the images we just looked at?
It is.
I'm going to image 2, that was number 1, this is 2. Is this one of the images we just looked at?
It is.
And you're saying, I think your testimony was that this appears to be a hand, correct?
Yes,
Are you basing that statement off of what another image depicts?
correct.
But to be clear, these were all different images that you found on the phone?
Yes,
Different file names.
yes.
Next image. What do you see there, detective?
I see it's a zoom up, or the photo that was presented before. It's a cable knit sweater. It's a person laying face down. That person has black hair. They have a darker complexion with their breast exposed. And then there's, it appears to be the red, very distinct couch or item.
Can you get up and point to those things that you were talking about?
So right here is hair, presumably hair. This is the very distinct sweater I was talking about with the cable net. Right here is an exposed breast. And then this is red, presumably item of furniture. And that is part of the couch.
Which breast is exposed? Left or right?
Believe the right.
Were you aware at the time you were going through this of what Sade Robinson was last known to be wearing?
I was.
Is it what we're seeing in this picture?
Yes.
I'm going to show you Exhibit 239. On the Elmo. Which is the image from Duke's. Do you see that same cable knit sweater?
I do.
How does Sade appear in this photo?
I can't tell based on from this photo, she's face down on a couch. I don't know if she's alive or dead or sleeping. I can't tell from this photo.
Okay. Next photo. This is different from the last one, correct?
That is correct.
And what are we seeing here?
It's a different variation of the photo from before. Here's the white cable knit sweater, the black hair. It appears to be a white hand, and then her breast, presumably her right breast. And this is a zoom in of that couch, the red maroon couch.
Are you aware of what breast was cut off of Sade Robinson's torso?
I don't recall off the top of my head.
Now what are we looking at?
This is that kind of pixelated photo, but it appears to be a hand grabbing something, and then that's a part of that couch with that, I don't know if it's trim or how you describe it, but that looks like part of the couch.
And this next image?
This next image appears to be her buttocks. There's the very distinct yellow, light-colored underwear with the jeans, and then there's the tear from the front of the jeans. And then here's the couch.
The seam of the couch that's slightly visible here,
Correct.
does it look kind of worn out?
Yes,
And is there a color difference between the couch and this other thing right here?
there is.
What's the color difference?
This appears to be more of a red, and then this appears to be more of a darker brown.
And based on the position of the furniture and what you can see of the buttocks, does she appear to be face down?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to pull on the screen Exhibit 318. Do you see comparable furniture in this image?
I do.
Point that out, please.
Here's that couch I was describing. It's a red in color. Here's that trim or seam I was describing. And this is the ottoman that was within the apartment.
On the couch, there is somewhat of like a blue pillow or something, correct?
Correct.
Point that out, please.
I believe it's right here.
Going back to the images. Do you see that in this image?
It's right here.
Move 294 in, which is the flash drive that has the images that are contained within the paper exhibits, I want to say 289 through 293.
Any objection?
No.
Received.
You can have a seat. Did you attempt to ascertain the times in which any of those photos were taken?
I can only go off of what the program showed me, and it only said it was a modified date.
What does that mean to you?
That image was modified in some way or form.
And at what time and on what date were those images modified in some way? You can take your time to page through them if you need to.
Thank you. Okay. It appears that most of these images were modified. It would have been 4/2 of 24. With the UTC conversion, it would have been 12:05 a.m.
I'm going to go to the last page of the Axiom report. Oh, sorry, I unplugged it. While I'm pulling this up, was there an Uber ride that was noted in the report?
I did not notify I was made aware of an Uber ride, but I did not document it.
Okay. Let's go to the last page of the magnet report. Is it indicated on that or no?
Let me look. It was page 92. I tagged the Twisted Fisherman Crab Shack.
Is this an Uber ride?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
What time was that Uber ride taken?
It would have been like 3 p.m. on the 2nd would have been the email. I think it's the email.
Okay, you got an email about an Uber ride. The email came in at what time?
It would have been 3 on the 2nd.
An incoming email?
Yeah.
Okay, from Uber.
It says that it's from Uber cab and the source, so yes.
And it's denoting the Uber ride to the Twisted Fisherman?
Believe so. Yes.
All right, and then, Detective, I have exhibit, it's already been entered, it's 295 on this, it should come up on the screen shortly. Was this another image you found on that phone?
It is.
What do you see here?
It appears to be a beach. I know from being at that Warnemont Park that it appears to be Warnemont Park. There's 2 dogs playing in the sand or running in the sand, and there's water to the right.
Was that image modified? Do you know?
I don't recall.
Okay. And you tagged this photo specifically why?
Does it appear to be Warnemont, where we discovered Sade's leg?
I'm going to put on the screen exhibit 2 next to it, which is from the scene photo of the leg recovery. Does it appear, can you see the leg right here that I'm pointing to?
Yes.
Does it appear to you that those photos were actually taken almost in the same location?
Approximately, yes.
Nothing else.
Cross.
Good morning, Detective.
Good morning.
So I just want to first start with, did you actually examine the physical phone?
No.
Okay, so what you got was kind of what was the download from the Cellbrite, right?
Yes.
And so I want to start with talking about this conversation between Mr. Anderson's phone and Sade's phone. So those messages were found in Max's phone, right? And you located those through the download, right?
Correct.
And it was displayed as like a text thread between two different people, right? Sade's phone and Mr. Anderson's phone, right?
Yes.
And that thread wasn't deleted, right?
No.
And these tools that you're talking about, Cellbrite, Magnet Axiom, AXIOM, right? That's the program that was used.
Correct.
Those are programs that are used by law enforcement, right?
Yes.
And they're used to recover deleted messages is something that they can recover, right?
Yes.
Deleted emails,
Yes.
and they can recover browser history as well, right?
Correct.
And I just want to make sure I understand this. Cellbrite is used for phones, and Magnet Axiom can be used for phone or computer, right?
I believe both can be used for both.
Okay. And so those text messages, you said the conversation begins on March 30th, right?
I believe so.
And that's a couple days, that's like about 3 days before this leg is ultimately found, right?
Yes.
The conversation starts at 1:33 a.m. Max texts Sade's number, his name, right?
Correct.
And then she sends her name back
Yep.
almost immediately, right?
Correct.
And that's pretty normal and common when people are exchanging numbers. If someone gives you their number, you text them your name so then they can put you in their contact list, right?
Yes.
And when you were reviewing the phone, was Sade's contact added to Max's phone?
I believe so.
Okay, it wasn't a deleted number, right?
No.
And the phone number wasn't blocked, right?
No.
And so after they text each other their names, Sade texts Max's phone and says that she forgot her comb, right?
Correct.
And she asks him if she could bring it back next time he sees her, right?
Yep.
And he responds, of course, I'll bring it on Sunday, right? He texts that,
Yep.
suggesting that the two had plans to see each other on Sunday, right?
Correct.
And she responds, thank you.
Yep.
And the texts, the bubbles that we saw, do those show emojis or not?
The ones that I made the report with, I don't recall if it did or did not.
Okay, does the program typically pick up like when emojis are sent, or is that not something the program can?
It depends on the phone, the carrier, the phone, and what level. I don't know how to explain that.
Okay. And then they're continuing to text from March 30th, and then they're continuing to text on March 31st as well.
Yes.
Max is texting, asking her how her night's going,
Correct?
and she's responding.
Yes.
She says she might even stop there. She texts that, right?
Yes.
And Max responds, I'm here.
Correct.
Suggesting that she knows where Max is, and she might plan to see him, right?
Yes.
And then they continue to text, and they talk about meeting for a date, right?
Yep.
And she says she's working, and Max suggests that maybe they do it a different night, right?
I believe so.
And then Sade chooses today. She says, I can meet today.
Yes.
And ultimately, they agree on a place.
Yes.
I think it was first Broad House, and then ultimately they decided on the Twisted Fisherman.
Yes.
And in those texts, Max says, he mentions his W-2, right?
Yes.
Which would, maybe assume that maybe he worked there. That's what W-2s are typically for, work-related stuff.
Yes.
So a place he worked at, they had planned to meet.
Yes.
Place that he's probably known at, right?
Yes.
And so these texts that we reviewed, these are just two texts between two people getting to know each other and agreeing on a date, right?
Objection calls for the witness to speculate on their mindset.
Sustained. Next question.
Those text messages, there's no threats in those text messages, right?
Correct.
There's nothing aggressive, there's no aggressive language used?
I don't know how you define aggressive language, but I would say no.
Okay. And so in those text conversations, Sade never sends, and never mentions her address, correct?
Yes.
So her address is never sent to Max in any of those texts, right?
No.
Or the name of her apartment,
Or one more time?
or the name of her apartment,
No.
or even the general area of the city that she lives, right?
Correct?
And then we saw there was a gap between the last message where I believe she says, Max says, I'm inside, right? And then there's a gap. And then the final text is morning, how's work going, right?
Yes.
So after the date that, they presumably went on, he sends a message the next morning, right?
Yes.
And that's not unusual to text someone the next morning after a date, right?
Yes.
So you determined that you believe that there were some photos that you believe were Sade found on the phone, correct?
Yep.
And you said that those were photos, right?
Correct.
Are you able to determine whether they're photos or a video?
I believe there were photos.
Okay. And do you know what times the camera was utilized, or will you not be able to tell that with the tools you had?
I won't be able to testify on that. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. But those photos, a lot of those were pretty grainy. You could see them on the screen, right?
Correct.
And did you have to utilize any tools to enhance them at all?
There was one photo that was sent, I believe, to the crime lab to be enhanced.
Okay, so some of these photos, that's not the actual form that they were found on the phone. They were enhanced through a crime lab, right?
Objection, that's a mischaracterization of the testimony.
I think that does misstate the testimony. You want to re-ask your question?
Okay, but the photos, they were sent to the crime lab to be enhanced, right?
Certain ones, yes.
Okay. And you said that the photos were modified. You can't testify that they were deleted?
According to the information below the photo when I created this report, all it says is modified, under
Okay.
the modified category.
But if they were deleted, your report, and you can't testify why those photos were deleted, right?
I cannot testify why they were deleted, no.
And because people delete photos for a variety of reasons, right?
Correct?
Like if they're poor quality,
Possibly.
if it to save storage space. I mean, people delete photos for lots of different reasons, right?
Sure.
Or like an explicit photo. You wouldn't want like an explicit photo on your phone to be leaked, right?
I don't know.
And so those photos that we saw, those weren't the only photos that were deleted, right?
Modified, you mean?
Or yeah, modified, I'm sorry.
That's correct.
There was some screenshot that says things not to mix with bleach. We saw that, right?
Yes.
And was that an actual photo taken from the phone? Was it like taken because it looks like it's almost like a pamphlet or like an instruction card.
I'm not sure if it was downloaded or screenshot. I don't recall.
Okay. And did you pull, or is your data able to tell you whether photos have ever been deleted in the past, prior to, was this April 2nd?
Sorry, one more time?
So did you analyze data from, let's say, February of 2024, if there was any activity on the phone where photos were modified?
I was provided a copy of the phone download that we had, and I was able to review all of that.
Okay, and do you know what the date range of that was?
I do not.
As part of your investigation, did you review anything about the search history on any of the phones or anything?
I reviewed the phone. I don't recall the search history.
And I just want to make sure it's clear, there were other modified photos. The ones that the state showed on the screen were not the only ones, right?
Correct.
I don't have anything else, thank you.
State?
One might also delete photos from their phone to cover up for a crime, correct?
Objection, speculation.
He
He
asked those questions.
All the possibilities. You can answer it if you're able.
Yes.
And there were other modified photos of Sade, just not from the house, right?
I believe so.
Okay. Other photos from that were on the phone that appeared to be from her social media?
Yes.
Okay. How many?
I don't recall off the top of my head.
And let's look at what I have on the screen here. Was this another image you had tagged?
It is.
What is it?
It is the US FIR, and it states human leg found at Warnemont Park. Sheriff's Office says.
What's USFIR?
It's I'm not exactly sure how to explain it. It's a Facebook or Instagram where they'll post things about law enforcement activity, I believe.
And when was this image modified? If you can, I'll zoom in.
Approximately 10 o'clock a.m. on April 4th.
Now, when we were talking about the modified times, all of these photos also came, the ones that were modified had this created and last access date and time, right? Not all of them, but a lot of them, including the ones that we had gone over earlier.
Yes.
And what is the date and time denoted there?
On this, it's 1/1 of 1970 at 12 o'clock a.m.
Did you figure out what that's all about?
I don't know how or what that actually, I don't know. I can't testify to that.
Okay. But clearly this image right here wasn't taken back in 1970, right?
Correct.
Okay. And just to be very clear, because I think there might have been some confusion, the photos as we have seen them on the screen today, those photos were as is as you found them on the phone, correct?
Yes.
And all of this information we've covered today came off of the defendant's phone,
Yes.
nothing else.
Defense?
Yes, just briefly here. We look down here on the source, and it says Instagram. We see that, right?
Yes, it says Instagram.
So is that saying that, is that where this image was viewed on, was Instagram?
Possibly. It says Instagram with the .com on it. So it might have been viewed from Instagram, correct?
Well, you're an expert in analysis or not?
I am not.
Okay, but so you're not able to testify where this photo was viewed from, if it was viewed on a website or if it was viewed on Instagram?
Correct.
And social media platforms are commonly have news stories on them, right?
Yes?
A lot of young people of the younger generation, even their 30s, get their news from Instagram because there's hundreds of, maybe thousands of different news websites, right?
Correct.
And someone doesn't even need to follow that specific news, that news team or whatever, to get news stories on their feed, because sometimes they're suggested things on Instagram, right?
Yes?
Is there anything in this record for you to be able to conclude that he ever even clicked on that link?
I don't know. I'm not
Okay.
an expert on it. I can't say.
Okay, and I don't have anything else.
State?
No, nothing.
Thank you. Anyone need a break, or are you good? Need a break? Okay, we'll take our break right now. We'll come back shortly and continue. Can you get this to my clerk, please?